That's coming up a bit later on. But first, our next guest is a Knight of the Realm, former director of GCHQ. I'm not sure what that is, but it sounds great. And the first man in charge of security and intelligence for 2 prime ministers.
In his book, How Spies Think, he shows us how those big life decisions we're all battling with at the moment could be a lot easier to manage if we tap into our inner spy.
His name is Omund. Sir David Omund, and I'm sure he's never heard that joke before. Welcome to Morning Live, David.
Good morning. Good to be with you.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show. We're very excited to have a spy on the show, I must admit. Can anyone think like a spy to get what they want, or is it just the chosen few?
No, one of the reasons I wrote the book was to make it clear that rational thinking, critical thinking, everyone can do it, everyone can get better at it. It's just that intelligence analysts, that's what they do for a living. So obviously they build up a lot of knowledge about good ways of thinking and the traps that anyone can fall into when you've got big decisions facing you.
And can we apply that to family situations? Because they can be trickier than any other, can't they? So can we use that with family and friends to negotiate those?
Yes. You don't want to get dogmatic about all of this, but it's common sense, really. When you've got a decision to take, for example, a family decision where you're going to move, live, or perhaps you're deciding to change careers and it may mean a bit of an upset for the family. You've got 2 kinds of thinking to hold in your mind together at the same time. One is the kind of rational analysis of the situation you're facing, the options that are open to you, and the other is the passionate side. It's why you're being forced to take this decision, or perhaps what's driving you, your ambitions that are behind your desire. And you've got to bring these 2 together. One of the problems at the moment, and one of the reasons I wrote the book, was because so much of what we get on social media, the information we gather, it's very emotionally tinged.
The negotiating aspect's really, really fascinating with family members, isn't it? Can you give us some practical examples of that? It's not manipulation, is it? What tips would you give us?
No, it's not manipulation. You could describe it as empathy. It's about seeing yourself in the shoes of the person you're arguing with or negotiating with, and seeing it from their point of view. It doesn't mean, say, you have to agree with their point of view. You probably don't. But if you don't understand what's driving them to make the remarks they're making or put forward the offer, if it's buying a used car, then you're really not going to be able to connect with them, to find the win-win spot where you're both going to be better off as a result of coming together and having a negotiation and reaching an agreed outcome. One of the great risks is that if you're quite a forceful character, you're going to push things beyond the point where the other party is comfortable.
Yeah.
They may agree because they have to agree, but in the end it won't last. The deal won't last. If you want a long-term partnership, then there's got to be something in it for both parties.
There you go. If we want a long-term relationship, Kim, there's got to be something in for both of us. So, David, one quick question before you go. I'm fascinated by this. Are you really good at keeping secrets?
Yeah, I knew a lot of secrets back in the day when I was working inside in government service. And when you retire, some of those secrets you kind of subconsciously erase. Some you know about but can't talk about. And I teach now at King's College London, and there's a little guardian angel on my shoulder that whispers in my ear saying, no, that's as far as you can really go with the students on that subject.
That's so cool. So, David, what a pleasure to chat to you this morning. Thanks for joining us on Morning Live.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you good at keeping secrets?
No, not really. Are you?
No, I'm terrible too. Really, really bad. But I'd be telling everyone. I'd write a book. I wouldn't stop. Anyway, if you like the sound of that, and there's some fascinating stuff as well. David's book, How Spies Think, 10 Lessons in Intelligence, is out now. So don't say anything.